Chinese military general and strategist and philosopher Sun Tzu said, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting," meaning war actually has never been always about either fighting or conquering the enemy in its entirety or overcoming all of the opposition and challengers in one way or another with the use of either brute force, arms, ammunition, or other sorts of mind games or information warfare. But war has also always been about establishing one's own integrity, authenticity, character over the others, and in doing so, basically subduing the enemy without using any arms or without the application of brute force. So, can we subdue or basically reconcile with our enemies without the need or the desire for bloodshed, bloodbath, destruction, doom, death, annihilation, etc., of property, mankind, infrastructure, and so on and so forth? Because a war has always been a great tragedy in its proportion and an unbelievable human disaster that just cannot be measured by any scale or by any human imagination, knowledge, wisdom, etc. That's how scary and dangerous a war actually is and can be for anyone. So that's how we must never justify it. We must never consider it necessary or justified to wage a war against another people or country that is sovereign, because there are many other solutions and alternatives to basically avoid a war and its fighting, such as diplomacy, understanding, and the establishment of kindness, empathy, and other good relations with others. So, the supreme art of war does not necessarily have to concern itself with the ultimate overthrowing of the leader or the destruction of the opposition or the annihilation of the enemy entirely, so that no one's left in the country. But the art of war is the ability to convince and to pursue understanding and diplomacy under all circumstances and situations, despite the need for it or the justification of war by the public, or basically our own desire to wage war to completely rout the enemy and seize land and occupy territory and so on and so forth. It could be anything, but we must never wage or we must never consider it necessary or justified, because it's absolutely unacceptable to wage war against anyone. So without fighting wars, there is also a way out.